Welcome to the Mental Health Association's Promise of a New Day virtual event. And thank you for joining us tonight, and especially for celebrating the mission of MHA of Monmouth County and its outstanding work over the last 9 months through the COVID-19 crisis, and ongoing it is. During what is most likely the greatest public health emergency of our time, the MHA staff and administration didn't skip a beat. They continued providing counseling and supportive services to their existing clients remotely, and sometimes you'll hear in creative ways, while serving a whole new population who was struggling tremendously with the emotions, the anxiety, and stress generated by this ongoing pandemic. The stats on MHA's COVID response are impressive by any measure. MHA provided 6 weeks of free counseling provided to over 60 new clients struggling with mental health issues as a direct result of COVID-19, in addition to maintaining therapeutic support for thousands of existing clients. And tonight we're going to hear from one of the clinicians who provides COVID counseling to many of these new clients. We are also going to be hearing from Dorothea Bongiovi of JBJ Soul Kitchen. MHA counseled over 1,500 of JBJ Soul Kitchen's restaurant guests on site, and perhaps most significantly provided the resources needed to help secure housing for 3 of JBJ's homeless clients. But I can't mention Dorothea Bongiovi's name without bringing up music. We have a stellar lineup of musicians performing for you tonight, including Grammy Award-winning rock band Train. And tonight they're going to be performing one of their other greatest hits just for MHA of Monmouth. So let's get started with a local band many of you know from the Jersey Shore circuit. To kick off our entertainment tonight, sit back and enjoy some music from The Boss, brought to you by Brian Kirk and the Jerks.
Hey guys, I'm Brian Kirk. It's a big shout out to the Mental Health Association of Monmouth County. They asked us to perform for the Promise of a New Day, which is a fundraiser helping funds to support COVID relief and in the area of mental health in Monmouth County. So thanks for asking us to perform, and I hope you enjoy our performances. Take care, and thank you for all you do. Ready? From the major on highway 9, we'll feel
our drums scream down the boulevard. The girls comb their hair and read the news. The boys try to look so hard. The amusement park rides a falling star. Kids are huddled on the beach in the bench. Will I die with you one day on the street tonight? And everybody asks me, God bless Bruce Springsteen.
Here it comes. Oh, hold on, it's too loud. Hold on. This is not what you would expect. 1971, I think. All right? We're gonna jazz it up. We're gonna throw a little Bob Marley on here, a little Sublime, and a little John Denver, and we'll mix it up and it sounds like this. Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, blowing like a breeze. Country road, take me home to the place. Summit! West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country road. All my memories gather round her. Miner's lady, straight to the water. Dark and dusty, painted on the sky. Misty takes the moonshine, teardrops in my eyes. Country road, take me home to the place. Sing it! West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country road. I hear her voice in the morning, out where she calls me. Radio reminds me of my home far away. Driving out alone, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Country road. That could be better. There it is. Yeah. Country road, take me home to the place I belong, New Jersey. Mama, take me home. Country road, take me home. Garden State Parkway, take me home. Route 78 West, take me home. Whatever exit that is off of that, take me home. To whatever road this is, take me home. To Summit, New Jersey, the annual concert series in the park.
We are exceptionally grateful to all our sponsors and supporters, especially those who have contributed to this event. Our matching challenge sponsor, Joseph P. Silvestri, CFP. Every donation made up to a total of $7,000 will be matched by certified financial planner Joe Silvestri, a longtime board member of MHA of Monmouth. So please click on your donate button now and make your contribution, knowing that your donation will be doubled that easily. And thank you so much, Joe, for this leadership gift in support of Promise of a New Day. Tonight's event will not only honor MHA's work during COVID, but also celebrates all the outstanding programs and services they offer during normal times. Remember normal times? In fact, MHA of Monmouth County has been doing this work for 70 years. 70 years, think of that, and how well they do it. Now it's my privilege to welcome the president and CEO of the Mental Health Association of Monmouth County, Wendy DePedro. So Wendy, 70 years for MHA of Monmouth County. And I'm sure when you started planning for this 70-year celebration, you never expected that this would be a virtual event. You probably didn't even have the word virtual in your normal day vocabulary. How has this year been different in terms of what MHA of Monmouth County has been called upon to supply to the community?
So Shelli, it's so true. It's unbelievable, right? That we never even thought about working virtually from home before this all happened, and then just the whole host of challenges that went into running the actual programs that we run every day, and figuring out how to keep them going remotely, because so much of what we do is direct contact with people, right? So we had to figure that out, and so we hit the ground running, and we converted our outpatient mental health services that we provide to telehealth. The services that we provide to the homeless, we had to literally figure out a way to meet with them in the community, socially distanced outside. And then just in terms of stepping up to the additional needs of our county residents through all this, we gathered together a group of 70 volunteer therapists who were willing to provide emotional support to our residents, those who are struggling with the pandemic, who maybe didn't have mental health problems, previously to this. And we tried to destigmatize it as much as possible, right? So what we tried to do is we just asked people to call our line for emotional support. It didn't mean that they had to have a diagnosis of depression or anxiety, just if they wanted to talk to someone about what they were struggling with, they also working from home, having everyone in the same house, not being able to go anywhere.
I've talked to people who are in the restaurant business, and the number of sleepless nights, and the fact that they went through this once and then it looked like, we were starting to inch our way into normalcy, and now we are right back. It's even worse. So What advice do you have to people who are watching this now who may not even have the time dealing with, they're dealing with their jobs, they're dealing with their kids at home, they're dealing with the education of their kids at home. How can they do something to control their anxiety and depression? Are there simple things that can be done?
Well, I mean, the most important thing I think is to try to first to identify if what the level of anxiety and depression they may be experiencing, right? But because before you really put a process in place and telling people what they should be doing, they need to identify where they are kind of in that spectrum, right? I highly encourage people to log on to our national website, Mental Health America, mhanational.org, and take either a depression or anxiety screening. Shelli, from January to September, we saw through our national organization 1.6 million people log on to take, an anxiety or depression screening. And that was a 93% increase over 2019.
That's insane.
It is.
That's
And
crazy.
and the other thing is, so you're seeing young people struggling very much with their mental health. You're seeing that, youth 11 to 17 are thinking sometimes about suicide once or twice a week. You're seeing adults, their thoughts of suicide increasing significantly. The good thing is, though, what we're not seeing an actual increase in people who have died by suicide, but we are seeing an increase in people thinking about it. So now is the time, right? Now is the time for us to get behind prevention efforts. Now is the time for us to help people through the feelings of isolation and depression and anxiety that they're having. And the first step in that is to identify it and then, seek help. And that could be on all different levels, right? We're doing webinars right now that, for example, we're having one coming up where we're actually doing a webinar for parents of high school youth who just want to know how they can, deal with their kids again being home. This is, as you said, it's been going on now, close to a year. We're approaching a year mark, right? And what kinds of things that they can do, to when they're with their teenage kids. It's sometimes really, really difficult.
How do you get your funding? And I imagine that you now, this year of all years, celebrating your anniversary, this is the year when you're most in need and when we are most in need of you.
I mean, so we have contracts that cover some of the mental health services that we provide, and we don't really charge for any services. So I think all but our outpatient program, which we take Medicaid or Medicare and bill insurance for, everything else is provided for free. Contracts cover some of the basic costs for that, through state and federal funding, but there's always a gap. There's always a gap that needs to be filled. We're never, as a not-for-profit, we're always just barely struggling to keep afloat. So donations is what's so important. That kind of helps us continue on. And when there is a new challenge, which our agency has a history of kind of stepping up during challenges, we did it through Sandy and other disasters. That's how we get supported, is by people's donations.
How do they donate?
They can go on our website, www.mentalhealthmonmouth.org. They can donate, or they could, certainly just, mail a check in, that type of thing. But our website is really the preferred method.
So do you have anything else to add that we haven't covered here?
We need to treat our mental health no differently than we treat our physical health. And that is our platform. Our platform is you would not wait to treat cancer or diabetes or heart disease until it becomes too late. Stage 4, as we say in the Mental Health Association and Mental Health America. And, I encourage people to take that same approach. Treat your mental health just as you would the rest of your health.
Thank you, Wendy DePedro, President and CEO of MHA of Monmouth County.
Thank you so much, Shelli.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to this awesome event tonight to help support mental health and wellness during these really difficult times. My name is Lane Happel. I am a therapist and I've worked with the Mental Health Association for about 12 years now. And I'm here to introduce the Pat Roddy Band, playing two of their awesome songs for us. They were recorded doing this at St. Rose High School, who has been a partner of ours for a long time. We have worked with St. Rose to teach lifelines, and St. Rose has been, there for us and supporting us and making mental health and wellness a mission of theirs with certain events that they've had at the school, including talent shows, and then just recently with this fundraiser where Pat Roddy Band performed. So I'm just going to hand it over to the musicians, and thank you all again for being a part of this.
This is for the MHA, Mental Health Association of Monmouth County. We're going to do two songs. We are privileged to play for this. And Where Do I Join? Every night I see your light up in your window. Yes, and every night you won't answer your door. No, I won't ever let you hear from the shade. I can see your silhouette till it goes to him. What did I do? What will it take to get you to talk to me until the night is over? Little darling, talk to me. Oh, until the night is over. Yeah, I got a full week's pay. Honey, I've been working hard every day. I'm not asking for the world, you see. I'm just asking, girl, talk to me. Late at night, I hear the music that you play. Softly low. Yes, and late at night, I hear the music that you say. So close, but I don't understand, darling, what was my sin. I'm down here below, but you're up there with him. What must I do? What will it take to get you to talk to me until the night is over? Little darling, talk to me. Oh, until the night is over. Full week's pay. I've been working hard every day. I'm not asking for the world, you see. I'm just asking, girl, talk to me. I don't understand, darling, what was my sin. Down here below, you're up there with him. What must I do? What will it take to get you to talk to me until the night is over? Little darling, talk to me. Whoa, until the night is over. Yeah, I got a full week's pay. I'm working hard each day. I'm not asking for the world, you see. I'm down on my hands and knees. I'm just asking. Talk to change the world, pick up a guitar and find a girl and get ready to release your fury within. He was a man to embrace, we all love to shout his name. This is the song for the American Irishman. His favorite Irish song. What a lucky old boy, with a family to the shoulder, live a life with a passion and with grace. Without squashing on the stage, we love to shout his name. Hello, Joe! You're American Irish. He was a rager, he was a rover, he was a player, then he got sober. He was a father, he was a friend, now he's a legend. He built the Norwood. Forget the day when he last stepped on the stage. We all marveled at his grace. He was more than heart and soul, his two spirit to his soul. He filled our hearts with all the love that he gave. Goodbye to Joe from this hard man. Sing for the saints with a Guinness in your hand. Goodbye to Joe. Welcome home. We embrace the day we sing with you again. Change the world, pick up a guitar and find a girl. Get ready to release your joy within. Be a man to embrace. You proud to wear your name. This is the song for the American Irish. This is the song for the American Irish. Hey!
One of MHA's primary focuses is suicide prevention, especially given the contagion of teen suicide that has rocked Monmouth County over the last decade or so. MHA's Lifelines program provides training in local schools to educate students and staff using a three-part approach of prevention and warning signs, intervention tactics, and effective responses in the events of a tragedy. Here to share in more detail the highlights of the Lifelines program and the absolute necessity in our school districts, especially in light of teen isolation during the pandemic, Maureen Underwood, the author of the Lifelines Youth Suicide Prevention Trilogy, and Nicole Nolan, Director of Adolescent Suicide Programming at MHA of Monmouth.
Hi, my name is Nicole Nolan, and I am the Director of Adolescent Suicide Prevention Programming at the Mental Health Association of Monmouth County. We want to talk to you a little bit about all of the work that we've done here in Monmouth County. And first, I want to introduce our consultant and national expert, Maureen Underwood.
Thanks, Nicole. I am so happy to be here, and I am so pleased to have been involved with MHA for the past several years on the suicide prevention we've done in Monmouth County.
Mm-hmm. So why don't you tell us a little bit about Lifelines, how it came to be, and what the program is?
Great. Well, Lifelines is a suicide prevention program that's designed for schools, and it's a three-part program. It includes prevention, intervention, and postvention. It's the most comprehensive program that there is. It's based on the concept of what we call creating a competent school community. And it means in our school, we all care about each other's welfare and we know where and how to get help if somebody in the community is in need. The program started in the 1980s in Morris County, and we've added to it over the years in response to community needs. For example, we recently included a community component where we've worked with communities to create competent communities for prevention, not just suicide, but other prevention as well. And the most recent addition, which was supported by a grant from the county to MHA, was the creation of a virtual curriculum for 7th to 10th grade students to make sure that safe messaging guidelines were followed during this new learning model that we have.
Mhm. And so what I want to talk about a little bit is, how MHA came to choose the Lifelines program and really why it was the one that we decided would be the most impactful here in Monmouth County. And there was a small working group of us, that included Maureen and a lot of her colleagues and other people who, at this point, I think you would agree are experts in the field and especially experts within Monmouth County. And we came together, and having had the experience of being in schools and working with children who were directly at risk themselves, or even having had lost a friend to suicide, in the past several years, we really found that Lifelines was the program that changed things around in schools. When we do this work, and even when I continue to do it with schools that are in a healing process, they're the ones that say this program empowered our students, the most underutilized resource in suicide prevention, to do something. And that's when they saw the change. And I think that's why MHA picked it. It's evidence-based, it's best practices, and it's really the only one that was ever written with the school climate and school community in mind.
Mhm.
So
That's one of the things, Nicole, that makes it very different. Most of the other suicide prevention programs for schools are mental health programs that have been adapted to schools. This is a school program that contains mental health. So it's sort of the reverse. And I think that's why it works so well in the school environment. We do a special training for school counselors where we teach them how to have conversations about suicide with students that are developmentally appropriate. We know that you can't say the same thing to a 7-year-old you can to a 14-year-old. So we want to teach them based on developmental characteristics. How do you talk to kids about this? And then how do you engage parents as part of the process? And then finally, whoever's going to teach the curriculum, and that's usually teachers and sometimes counselors, we have an all-day training where we teach them how to do the the prevention curriculum with the students. And we've got curriculum from 5th and 6th, 7th to 10th, and 11th to 12th grades.
Mhm. And I think one of the things that's so impactful here in Monmouth County is almost every school within our county has signed on to have lifelines. We used to have to bang people's doors down and convince them to let us in and say, we have suicide prevention materials. Your schools are going to need this. Please let us help you. And it was a big sell. And now at this point, almost every school in the county has reached out to us for our expertise for this program specifically. Um, We've had a lot of feedback from schools about how it's impacted them, how it's impacted their students, and how it's helped them ultimately save lives. So I think that's been, one of the most rewarding things in my career, in the past, couple of years, is that schools really do recognize the need for prevention at this point and how we have the tools necessary to help kids. We always say it's a critical but a limited role for our teachers. They spend a lot of time with our students each day and they know when something's wrong. So by empowering everybody in this competent, caring community to have a role to play, we really, have been able to save lives here in Monmouth County with Lifelines. And I feel very confident when I say that. The other piece of this that Maureen, talked on a little bit is we have a school piece, but we also have a whole community piece. And we've been able to really, really do some awesome work here with some communities and extending that school view and extending that, area of those lifeboats in the water to people. And, where the school, can only do things up until 3 o'clock, we have a lot of community leaders, a lot of community stakeholders that pick up the piece, partnered with our schools and said, here's how we're going to educate parents. Here's how we're going to take care of kids after school hours. Here's how we can respond in a way when you've had a loss or if you're worried about, any of your community members. And I think that has spoken volumes, especially what we're going through right now with COVID and schools shutting down. And, our roles in our family systems have, really, really changed. So I think that's one of the really important pieces about what we've been able to do with Lifelines and how it extends beyond suicide risk. It really goes into any type of risk and really promotes, those protective factors and raising resilient kids.
And what I want to just add, kind of as a final statement, is because of the grant, we've been able to respond so proactively to what's been happening related to the COVID pandemic. We've adapted materials, we've created materials. We started in May to provide trainings, and we're continuing to do that now, updating them as the climate change, as the circumstances change. And I think that ability to respond organically to what's going on is something that makes Lifelines even more valuable than it was before.
And a lot of the response that I've gotten from teachers is thank you. You've really helped us avoid burnout coming back to school in this climate. I have materials, I have social emotional learning pieces that are going directly to students that make sense, that matter, that it's trauma informed and caring. And so, I really just thank everybody for all that we've been able to do through the Mental Health Association to help save lives.
Good evening. My name is Kristen Cochran. I am the co-founder and frontwoman of the Cliffs Band. On behalf of the band, I would like to thank the Mental Health Association of Monmouth County for asking us to be a part of this awesome fundraiser, Promise of a New Day. We hope that you're having a wonderful time tonight, and we hope that you enjoy our show.
Well, I left a good job in the city, working for the man every night and day. But I never lost 1 minute of sleeping, worrying about the way that things might have been. Now big wheel keep on turning, proud man keep on burning, and we roll changing their minds, pretenders, while chasing the clouds away. Our hearts are ringing in the key that our souls are singing as we dance in the night. Remember how the stars stole the night away. Come on, sing! Say that you remember, my thoughts are with you, holding hands with your heart to see. Only talking loud, remember how we knew love was here to stay. Now December, found the love we shared in September. Only blue talking love, remember true love we shared today. Say that you remember, dancing in September, never was a cloud in and we were dancing in September, then it never was a cloud in Say you remember, we were dancing in September, then it never was a cloud in Highway run into the midnight sun. Wheels go round and round, you're on my mind. Restless hearts sleep alone tonight, sending all my love along the wire. They say that the road ain't no place to start a fan. Right down the line, it's bare you and me. And love and a music man ain't always what it's supposed to be. Oh, girl, you stand by me. I'm forever yours, faithfully. I'm still
I'm Nancy Teig. I'm a licensed clinical social worker, and I'm the director of the outpatient program at the Mental Health Association of Monmouth County. We got our start after about 5 years after Superstorm Sandy. We still saw such a need for continuation of the services that we were providing during Sandy to persons impacted by the storm still 5 years later. And Monmouth County is also struggles with a long wait for services in outpatient mental health settings. So we made our application for an outpatient license with the state of New Jersey. And in 2017, we opened our doors. We're a small program. We have a staff of 6 clinicians, and we treat, issues like grief and loss, which of course we've seen a lot of lately, depression, anxiety, life transitions, pretty much anything, that somebody might be struggling with. Our clinicians use evidence-based practices to work with our clients to help them reach their goals. In early March, when we realized that the pandemic was becoming worse and we saw more people struggling with the effects of COVID-19, MHA took quick action, and our executive director, Wendy DePedro, reached out to the county to put in place our pro bono counseling support program for persons struggling with COVID. And much like we did after Superstorm Sandy, we reached out to mental health clinicians in the county, and we were thrilled that we got an overwhelming response again, where 60 counselors stepped up to provide free services to anyone in the county that might be struggling. And it's my pleasure this evening to be able to sit here and chat with one of those clinicians. And I'm with Brad Madripearl, who volunteered. Brad not only volunteered for this effort, but Brad was one of our Bono counselors who helped us after Sandy. Brad is a licensed clinical social worker practicing out of Long Branch for 38 years. He continues to work with folks that might be struggling financially by offering a sliding scale, and he provides clinical supervision for the Long Branch school system. We're thrilled to have him here, and thank you, Brad, for being here with us.
It's a pleasure to be here, and it's good to see you again.
Yeah, it's good to see you again too. So Brad, one of the things, that I'd like to ask you is, now that, the pandemic is, how many months into this are we now?
I think 10.
10 months. Wow. Yeah. And you stepped up early on in our pro bono effort. So you've, maybe seen folks come in with certain concerns at the early onset of the pandemic. And as it lingers, maybe those concerns have changed. Would you like to share with us what you've been seeing with the folks you've been working with?
Yeah, I've seen, through the visual here, I've spoken with on the phone. I had 12 referrals to work with. Came to about 25 hours of phone therapy. Most of the people, the main theme seemed to be the isolation that this virus causes. And when you think about it, in isolation, and if you've been put aside from your job through all this time, or even part of this time, you've got more time to think about the stressors that you already have in your life. And so that was one of the things I noticed, people going through some kind of life change, whether it was divorce or problems with their mother, or problems with their kids, or even with the job that they're laid off from. They have a lot more time to think about this and dwell upon it. It gets into anxiety and more depression, and it just feeds on itself. So I think that's what prompted some of these calls that we received through the Mental Health Association.
Right.
People, benefited from talking about it at least. And for all these parents now, one or both staying home because of the job situation, if they have kids, and of course the kids have been home from school, so you're talking different dynamics at home. If there were already some communication difficulties or parenting issues or child behavior issues, they can double or triple now, and that becomes a problem.
Yeah.
So I've had a couple of people like that who called in, and the kids are scared too. I mean, they're without their social outlet now, being in school.
What do you recommend for folks out there, maybe that haven't reached out? Some self care tips or some things that they could do to help themselves, as we go into uh, the winter. It's getting darker
Mhm.
earlier now, and what
Yeah.
might you recommend?
Well, I've come up with suggestions like taking better care of themselves, focus more on themselves as number one to take care of, including uh, scheduling some things for your day, so you have some things to look forward to, or some have to do things, a to do list for yourself too. Maybe working on some improvements around the house. Also, needing to keep in touch with relatives or friends. Um, it's not like you have to stay home. You can go out and take walks. You can buddy up with someone else to take walks by our beautiful ocean here, or in a park or somewhere else. You got to get some fresh air.
Well, Brad, I just have to say on behalf of MHA, I can't thank you enough for those folks that you've been supporting through this, and knowing that you're out there, and so far we've provided services for I think 62 individuals in the county that have been in need of support. And so uh, we're just, like I said, so grateful that we live in an area with so many wonderful folks that really step up when they're called to. So
Yeah, I'm glad I had heard about this and then joined in with you. And I assume there's, maybe more coming in now, more calls. So I'm still available if you
uh,
need my assistance on some new ones.
yeah, be careful what you wish for. We'll be calling you.
Our 50-50 raffle is a win-win. Support MHA while having the chance to win big bucks. The lucky winner will be notified following the program, so this is your last chance to purchase your tickets. What was that old lottery saying? You gotta be in it to win it.
Hola, soy Luz Velázquez, coordinadora de Red Van Resort Network. Red Van Resort Network es un centro comunitario fundado en el 2009 por Mental Health Association. Red Van Resort Network ofrece asistencia gratuita y bilingüe a las comunidades diversas culturalmente de Red Van y del condado de Mammoth. Nuestra misión es fortalecer y ayudar a las personas y familias desfavorecidas económicamente, ofreciéndoles recursos e información sobre servicios integrales de salud, vivienda, alimentación y servicios sociales, y también servicios financieros a través de nuestro programa Financial Success Center. Quiero presentarles a Reina, quien es cliente de Red Van Resort Network y quiere dar un testimonio sobre nuestros servicios. Gracias, Reina.
Gracias, muchas gracias. Hola a todos y todas, mi nombre es Reina Pérez, soy de Oaxaca, México, y hoy estoy aquí para agradecer a Red Van Resort Network por todos los servicios brindados a mí y a mi familia. En el 2009 tuve un problema de salud, acudí a emergencias en el hospital y me pedían la carta del patrón, pero el patrón no me la quiso extender. Por suerte me encontré a una señora que me habló de Red Van Resort Network y no dudé en acudir a la oficina. Al llegar a la oficina me sentí tan agradable porque hablaban el mismo idioma que yo, el español, y también me enteré de que no solamente se dedicaban a hacer cartas notariadas, sino te ayudan a rellenar los formatos de seguros, los formatos de seguros, y la aplicación y renovación del food stamp, copias y alguna traducción de algún documento importante que uno necesite. tengo 2 años participando activamente con Red Band Resort Network, con talleres, seminarios y sobre todo apoyo a padres de familias. Hablamos sobre diversos temas como de salud, educación y sobre migración, que es muy importante para nosotros. Por último, quiero agradecerles que a pesar de la pandemia del COVID-19, estuvo cerrada la oficina, pero buscaron las formas de cómo seguir apoyando a la comunidad por medio de las plataformas sociales, que es WhatsApp, Facebook y Zoom, dándonos igual talleres de motivación para continuar con nuestra vida cotidiana. Quiero agradecer nuevamente a Luz y a Carmen por hacer todo lo posible y desde algún rincón de sus hogares seguir apoyándonos con información, y al Centro de Éxito Financiero por haber apoyado con recursos de tarjetas de regalo para comida y transportación, y a Red Band Resort Network, que está ahí para toda la gente que lo necesite.
Hey everybody, that's John.
This is Jeff.
And we're from the Haven. We're thrilled to be part of this virtual fundraiser supporting the Mental Health Association of Monmouth County.
And listen, we would love to be playing live for you right now, but instead we've got 2 of our favorite songs, 2 of our favorite videos from the Haven.
So again, thanks everybody for supporting the Mental Health Association of Monmouth County. Please be safe, and we look forward to seeing you all soon.
So what I'm going to say is everybody had requests today, and this is my request, some Led Zeppelin.
Wanna tell you about the girl I love. My, she looks so fine. She's the only one that I've been dreaming of. Maybe someday she will be all mine. I wanna tell her that I love her so. I feel with her every touch. I need to tell her she's the only girl I really love. I got a woman who won't ball all day, yeah. I got a woman, she won't be true, no. I got a woman, stay drunk all the time. I said I got a little woman and she won't be true. Sunday morning when we go down to church, you see the men folk standing in line. Say they come to pray the Lord, but my little girl looks so fine. And in the evening when the sun is sinking low, and everybody's with the one they love, I search the town, searching all around, looking for my street corner girl. I got a woman, boat all day, yeah. I got a woman, she won't be true, no. I got a woman, stay drunk all the time. I said I got a little woman and she won't be true. In the bars where the man play guitars, thinking, drinking and remembering the time. My little lover doesn't mean I share. She follows around all the time. I guess there's just one thing left for me to do. I'm gonna pack my bags and leave right away. Well, I gotta worry my child, what I thought was mine. I'm gonna leave her with the guitars played. I got a woman on board all day, yeah. I got a woman, she won't be true, no, no. I got a woman, stay drunk all the time. I said I got a little woman and she won't be true. Yeah, she won't be true.
Jeff White's going to sing us a tune by a band called The Band.
All right, we'll give this a try. I got the sun in my eyes. Boards on the window, mail by the door. Why would anybody leave so quickly for Ophelia? Where have you gone? The old neighborhood just ain't the same. Nobody knows whatever became of Ophelia. What went wrong? Was it something that somebody said? Honey, you know we broke the rules. Was somebody up against the law? Honey, you know I die for you. Ashes of laughter, the ghost is clear. Why do the best things always disappear? Like Ophelia, please darken my door. Was something that somebody said? Honey, you know we broke the rules. Was somebody up against the law? Honey, you know I die for you. They got your number. They're scared and running, but I'm still waiting on that second coming. Oh, Ophelia, please come back home. Go ahead, Dan. Yeah. Hey, John, what was that a song about?
Somebody up against the law.
I am pleased to introduce Joe Silvestri, a board member of the MHA of Monmouth County for many years and one of the greatest philanthropists. Joe steps up whenever there's a critical decision presented or an important need to be met and encourages others to support MHA through his example. What sets Joe apart most significantly, though, is his deep commitment to MHA and his genuine love for MHA's mission.
Hi, everybody. Joe Silvestri here. Just sending a little message over to MHA of my support and my wife Lori's support, which dates back now, I think, over 15 years. And I just want to share with everybody at this time of year how important I think the cause of MHA is in our society today. The services they provide, the support they give in our communities, in so many areas that greatly impact families and individuals. And I want to share with you why Lori and I chose to support MHA the way we have over the last number of years. It's because of our deep feeling about how important mental health is and what we see going on in our societies today. I was looking earlier today at some of the statistics about how mental health impacts our nation, this wonderful country of ours. And it's amazing. It's amazing the number of people, the number of families that are impacted. And I know we have some very big health issues going on right now in our world of COVID. But if you think about it and you look at some of these statistics, mental health is, and you can see this in our homeless population and what's happening around our country and our cities, mental health has kind of, I don't want to say been overlooked, but it's been not realized to the extent of how dramatic it is. We've thought about it as just part of almost the world of our everyday communities, and that's unfortunate because so many things can be done to help individuals who only get one shot at life and making a difference in their life so they get some opportunity at a sense of normalcy and joy in life. And as I look at that and I look at the impact of some of the things that have gone on in my own family over the years, some of the things I've seen manifest itself in terms of my own stress levels, what's happened with family members and some of the behaviors that maybe have gone undiagnosed. That's the world we live in today. We're all impacted. We've all been impacted, and we will all continue to be impacted. And that's why I think it's so important to support MHA at this time, as we have over the years. And I call on everybody to join us and trying to do a little more. And also I want to send my appreciation to everybody who works at MHA that gives me the opportunity to, because I don't give so much time anymore, but give some resources and make it possibility for me to make a difference. Even though it's only financially, it's important in my opinion, but it gives me an opportunity to support a cause I care about and I believe in deeply. So thank you, everybody. Thanks for the opportunity to support the work you do and make my contribution, I hope, make a difference, and I think make a difference in an area which I care deeply about and which I think we should all become more cognizant of as it impacts all of us.
The online auction features fabulous gifts that are going to get you started for the holiday season. So check out our auction packages now and place your bid. We have Balustrol for the golfers, a fireside package that'll keep you warm and cozy at home this winter, a portrait sitting to commemorate your next big milestone, or for those who have not started on their holiday cards yet. There are some wonderful and unique gifts. The auction will stay open till 5 p.m. tomorrow, so browse, bid, and keep checking back on your favorites to make sure you are ultimately the top bidder. Of course, everyone knows our local rock star Bon Jovi, but what those who don't live in Monmouth County may not know is that he and his wife, Dorothea, founded an organization called JBJ Soul Kitchen. This was back in 2011, and it's all about addressing issues of food insecurity in and around Red Bank. That's how it started. It has since expanded to locations in Toms River and Newark as the need grows. These community restaurants provide meals in a restaurant setting where guests pay what they can or they volunteer in exchange for their meal. It is my honor to introduce Dorothea Bongiovi, co-founder of JBJ Soul Kitchen, to tell us about their partnership with MHA of Monmouth and the impact this has had on the guests that they serve at JBJ. It is so nice to meet you, albeit virtually, Dorothea Bongiovi. I've been waiting a very long time. And I've been so in awe of you and John in founding JBJ Soul Kitchen. Now you have 3 Soul Kitchens. First one, of course, in Monmouth County in Red Bank, also in Toms River, and also the Newark campus of Rutgers University. So explain for the uninformed how this all works and how you came up with the idea.
Sure. Well, also nice to meet you virtually as it is, but happy to be here. The JBJ Soul Kitchen, for people who don't know, is a nonprofit community restaurant that serves an in-need and paying customer. So some of our customers come in, it's just like a regular restaurant experience. They eat with their families. We don't have prices on the menu, but we ask for a donation at the end, a $20 minimum donation for a 3-course meal. And then if you're able, we ask you to pay a little extra for the other customers who are in need, unable to pay, but who have volunteered and participated and helped around the restaurant in some way. So and then everyone sits, no one knows who paid, no one knows who didn't pay or how they're paying. And it's just about bringing community and giving people dignity and feeling part of something.
What sort of an increase have you seen during this pandemic? We're now about 8 months in. So what difference have you seen over this whole period?
Well, we've just seen more. It's always, we have kind of a mix. We have chronically homeless, people with mental health issues, things of that nature. We have people on disability. We have seniors on fixed income. That's kind of the gamut. And then we have the underemployed who, are trying to stretch their budgets. But now we see a lot of unemployed. We saw at the beginning, it was a lot of restaurant workers. We saw limo drivers. It was just kind of people, everyday people who were just, struggling. They got laid off or they got furloughed, and it's been tough.
How does this all fit in with the Mental Health Association of Monmouth County? How do you work together?
Well, when we first, our first working relationship was around mental health first aid, which is a fantastic program that they run where it's kind of it's literally mental health first aid. So if you see someone, none of us are trained, none of the people at the Soul Kitchen. I mean, we have one person who's alcohol drug counselor, but most of our staff are volunteers. We're not trained in mental health issues. So we don't know, like maybe if someone is struggling, are they going to be a danger to themselves or someone else? And this kind of the mental health first aid teaching really just showed us, okay, this is some things that you could do very simply. If you ask someone, are they suicidal? That's not going to cause them to commit suicide. You could and there's ways to start that conversation. And once again, we are not claiming to know anything about anything, but it is a program that that's how we got introduced to MHA. And they, trained us, they trained our volunteers, and it was just so helpful to just feel like, okay, now I have a little bit of an understanding of what someone might be going through. So that was kind of our first initial meeting.
Did you go to them or did they come to you?
We went to them because we were seeing a lot of mental illness, quite honestly. And it was, I think naively, when we first started, we thought, people are hungry, we'll just feed, people who are hungry. But then you start to peel that onion and learn about the barriers that people are facing. And there's such a stigma. And that's also been a big thing that Wendy and I talk about all the time, is like how to reduce that stigma, how to start that conversation, how to, just talk about it in a way that doesn't make it feel so overwhelming for people. So the next step was that we approached MHA, and we needed more. We needed somebody. So they now have someone, one of their employees comes and is at our Red Bank location, and they will sit down. And the thing that's great, I think, which is nice at Soul Kitchen, is that it's not an office where you're sitting. It's the social thing. You're eating. People are eating. They're maybe not feel, and they feel very comfortable at Soul Kitchen because we're not sitting there doing an intake and asking you, any questions. We don't ask any questions. We basically like, how are you feeling? That's the biggest thing. And then we start the conversation, and we get to know all the people. And so then that's when we started figuring out we need help with this. And how do we get them, because there is so much bureaucracy, how do we get them the help they need? where are we sending them? Where can we find housing? Where can we find affordable housing? Where can we find addiction treatment? So that's kind of where it grew out of, just our own frustration of seeing the same people, and then maybe they get a little better, but then they end up back, and that's part of the process as well. But it just that's how we started with MHA.
Take me through this. If someone from MHA is on the premises of your restaurant in Red Bank,
right?
So what do they do exactly?
They sit, they talk with some of the volunteers, find out where they're at. Like, okay, are you on your medication? Are you going to your doctor's appointments? Are you going? Do you have housing? Do you have where are you going tonight? So it's that kind of conversation. And as they build those relationships, and they, like, a lot of them know, because they are going to resources. So they are, like, our volunteers are well known to the MHA staff. So they already have a relationship, but this kind of adds a different layer to it, I think, where it's a little more casual. And, they're making the MHA staff is making phone calls on their behalf through the PATH program. We did start a warming center last year with Pilgrim Baptist, just an overnight warming center where people could get off the street on those really cold nights. MHA helped with that. We had a few people go through there. They went through into the PATH program, got permanent housing.
Let me just ask you, how is your family, you and John and the kids? How have you been doing during the pandemic?
Good. I mean, our youngest son is here in school in New York City, and they just closed down again. So, I think it's just hard for everybody. Like you're going to class, then you're Zooming your class, or you're going to work, and then your work gets canceled. So it's just really been. Well, I keep telling them we have to make plans and keep trying to move forward, but we have to have plan A, B, C, and D, because whatever is going to happen, we have to kind of, at least keep moving forward.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to add?
Just that I think that MHA is so underappreciated. I can't believe they've been around for 70 years, and I congratulate them on the work that they do. And it's almost, unfortunately, it's like their time has come, because with everything that's happening in the world today, I feel that people are more aware, more self-observing of, okay, what's my behavior, and how can, do I need help? And I think that, people should be aware that it is a resource for them.
Thank you so much, Dorothea Bongiovi.
Thank you.
Throughout this evening, we have heard firsthand about the impact that the Mental Health Association of Monmouth County has had on people they serve. The scope of MHA's program speaks not only to the tremendous need for mental health services in Monmouth County, but also to the passion, the sensitivity, and the skill of the MHA staff and administration. As you've heard, MHA provides counseling and comprehensive services to empower clients to develop long-term solutions that will lead to a sustained recovery. The same time, however, MHA of Monmouth develops partnerships in response to pressing community needs, while also advocating more globally to end the stigma surrounding mental health issues. It is this outstanding commitment and dedication to excellence that has allowed MHA to respond so effectively during this COVID crisis, and that will continue to make MHA an essential and respected organization within the fabric of Monmouth County for years to come. Remember, we're celebrating 70 years for MHA. And it's a whole new crisis, a whole new world MHA is dealing with. And now for the performance we have been awaiting, Grammy award-winning Train performing their hit single, Calling All Angels, in honor of the angels who work at and are served by the Mental Health Association of Monmouth County.
Hi, I'm Pat Monahan from the band Train. Happy 70th anniversary, MHAMC. We all wish that we could be there in person to celebrate with you and to be a part of this Promise of a New Day fundraiser. Hopefully we'll be able to do that again soon. But until then, this is our song, Calling All Angels.
I need a sign to let me know you're here. lines are being crossed over the atmosphere. I need to know if things are gonna look up, 'cause I feel us drowning in a sea spilled from a cup. There is no place safe and no safe place to put my head when you can feel the world shake from the words that I said. And I call little angel, and I'm calling all you angels, and I won't give up if you don't give up. I won't give up if you don't give up. I won't give up if you don't give up. I won't give up if you don't give up. I need a sign to let me know you're here, 'cause my TV set just keeps it all from being clear. Well, I want a reason for the way things have to be. I need a hand to help build up some kind of hope inside of me. And I call little angel, and I'm calling all you angels. When children have to play inside so they don't disappear, private eyes of marriage lies 'cause we don't talk for years, and football teams are kissing queens, losing sight of having dreams, in a world that what we want is only what we want until it's all. I call little angel, and I'm calling all you angels, and I'm calling all angels, and I'm calling all you angels, calling all you angels, calling all you angels, calling all you. And I won't give up if you don't give up. I won't give up if you don't give up.
Wow, that was awesome. What an inspiring performance by Train.
Great job, Train. Thank you so much. And thank you to all of the artists that performed tonight. Not only Train, but The Cliffs, Pat Roddy.
Brian Kirk and the Jerks, The Haven.
Thank you to everybody for performing tonight and for helping us to spread the message of promise of a new day.
A new day when we can all be together again at a wedding, out at a bar, having dinner together.
We're really looking forward to that. Hopefully it happens soon. Hi, I'm Nancy Pearson, and I'm joined here this evening by my lifelong friend, Katie Sharkey.
We serve together as co-presidents of the Foundation Board at the Mental Health Association of Monmouth.
I first got involved with MHA through my parents, Bud and Judy Rose, as a teenager, and I've been serving on the board, the Foundation Board at MHA since 2006.
I got involved through Nancy and her family when we were kids and growing up, but I actually came on board as an employee at the Mental Health Association in the development team in 2007. and then later became a foundation board member with Nancy. Thank you to our host and MC, Shelli Sonstein of Q1043. Shelli has been a longtime friend and supporter of MHA of Monmouth, and she put a lot of time and energy into hosting this event for us tonight. We are very grateful that she shared her professional enthusiasm and true passion for our mission. Thank you, Shelli.
Thank you, Shelli. Thank you to all of our sponsors and donors this evening, and especially a big thank you to Joe Silvestri, our matching donor sponsor tonight, who has been so incredibly generous and supportive of MHA for many years. He served on the board with me and Kate for many years. And we want to thank you tonight, Joe, for continuing to support the mission of MHA. And a big shout out to Brian Rice of Rice Wealth Management in Fairhaven. He was our entertainment sponsor this year. And Brian, we could not have done this without you. Thank you so much for engaging Train and a few of the other artists this evening. You rock, and we really appreciate your hard work as a new board member. And thank you very much to Morgan Stanley for providing the End the Stigma sponsorship. We look forward to being community partners with you and working with you in the Red Bank area to provide services to those in need to end the stigma of mental illness.
And a special thanks to Dorothea Bongiovi for being with us tonight, for her exceptional leadership in the community through JBJ Soul Kitchen, and for choosing MHA of Monmouth as a partner in providing such critical counseling services to their restaurant goers in both Red Bank and Toms River.
And the biggest thank you tonight goes out to the staff and administration at MHA. They are a highly skilled group of clinicians and counselors who are dedicated and devoted to the mission of MHA. They're passionate about what they do, and their passion is contagious to all of us. So thank you so much for serving our community here in Monmouth County and to providing services, critical services to those in need.
Thank you all so much. Thank you all for being with us tonight and celebrating and supporting our promise of a new day. Please keep in mind that our auction is going to stay open until 5 p.m. tomorrow night. And of course, donations are accepted anytime at MHA of Monmouth.
Your generosity will help us to continue to provide free programs and services through MHA to those residents in Monmouth County who are in need of mental health services.
Thank you guys. Good night.
Thank you. Have a good night.